You're listening to America's Voice Now. We're in our fourth segment of today, October 24th, Thursday. Just had a great opportunity to have a discussion with Mr. Rawls, James Wesley Rawls, the author of numerous books, and not the least of which is one I just finished reading called Patriots. Outstanding book in the form of fiction, which is really more of a survival manual. Strongly encourage you to get a hold of it if you can. I'll talk with a publisher about getting all of his books under one single collection that will make it easier for our listenership to just buy them all in one fell swoop, because they kind of work hand in hand together. Okay, one of the things that is wrong with what's going on with Obamacare is the fact that, as we're hearing, millions of Americans are having their health insurance canceled by their existing insurance companies. The reason for that is because under the Affordable Care Act, all health insurance plans, whether they are private or whether they are government-sponsored or whether they're part of the Obamacare exchange, they all must meet certain criteria. And each of those plans requires a certain specific targeted, you have to have certain features available. One of the most absurd ones is that you have to have maternity care, even though you may well be beyond the age of childbearing years. And yet, as a result of that, folks in their 50s and in their 60s, or even in their late 40s, are required to have maternity care and pay for that, even though they'll never have a chance of using it. Not for nothing, but I consider that to be marketplace interference that is almost predatory. But anyway, the problem is that what we're finding is that many, many Americans, and over the course of the last couple of weeks, we have seen literally millions of people who are losing their existing health care plans. And the reason they're losing them is because those plans don't offer maternity care, as an example, to a couple who's in their 50s. So what their companies are doing is sending them a letter that says, your policy is being canceled on the 1st of January. We will issue you a new policy that does meet the Obamacare requirements, but here's the new price tag. And it's almost invariably higher with greater deductibles and things like that. There is a health policy expert, Bob Lazuski, who has actually come out and done a study on this, and he's estimating that over 16 million people are going to lose their current plans. These are people who are fully insured now, but are going to lose those plans. And when we talk about the implications of this and the fact that you can't simultaneously get into Obamacare to buy the policies on healthcare.gov, you're going to have millions of Americans who are going to be uninsured on January 1 who were fully insured up until December 31st. Now, the problem with that, and the one thing that I don't hear anybody talking about in the media, is what's going to happen to those people who are either in the hospital, have had an automobile accident, fall at work. I mean, the implications of this are huge. We could be talking about millions of Americans being bankrupted by medical bills because the insurance they had, which they were very happy with, has been canceled, and they can't buy the other alternative form of insurance that's required through Obamacare. This is an insane position to place Americans in. And this president and this administration and HHS and Sebelius in particular have placed Americans in a compromised position where we are literally opening the door up to billions upon billions of lawsuits, billions of dollars in lawsuits. My concern is that I think there's a very, very good case to be made on a legal basis in a civilian environment that the government itself and these insurance companies are going to be sued by individuals civilly for the medical bills which they're going to incur because they've been forced to cancel the plans that they had by the government. And yet the government has not given them an alternative solution because Obamacare through the healthcare.gov website is not available. Forget the legal implications. How about the real-world implications? You're a person on dialysis. You're a person who has diabetes. You are a person who has Alzheimer's. You're a person who has had a medical transplant, and you need constant care and you need constant access to anti-rejection medication. What are you going to do December 31st when your policy is canceled and January 1st, you don't have another policy that will provide drug and prescription care, that will provide dialysis, that will provide access to the medication, that you need, the medical care that you need for a chronic diabetic problem. What are you going to do for the insulin that you need every day to live? This is about control, and it is about power, and it is about information. It is not about health care. And the truth of the matter is, no one is talking about this. I have not heard any single individual in any of these talking head pundits who come on who are so-called experts. I haven't had one person who is a major news head of a show or a program talk about this. I haven't read about it in any papers. I haven't read about it on any websites. Why is no one talking about the explosive results that are going to occur on December 31st and January 1st? I got to tell you, folks, this is a dangerous, dangerous position for America to find itself in. And the implications of the coming financial tragedy and the human tragedy that will occur when people don't have health insurance and their doctors and their hospitals say, I'm sorry, but I can't treat you anymore unless you want to pay cash, is going to utterly devastate American families, individuals, businesses, medical facilities, hospitals, all because Obamacare is not available and it's forced their insurance companies legally to cancel their old policies. You know, these are questions that are going to lock our courts down with lawsuits being filed against HHS, filed against the White House, filed against the individuals of Sibelius. Now, I get it. Listen, government officials have immunity from prosecution and lawsuits. It's very, very difficult to get an individual named and to hold that individual accountable through the civil court system, because our government is so corrupt that, you know, for decades now, they have had immunity from being held accountable for the decisions that they make that affect you and other people other people around the nation. You can't sue Sibelius directly. You got to get a court to approve you to sue Sibelius directly. But I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about such staggering numbers and such cases of tragedy, personal tragedy. What are you going to do? What is our nation going to do when we start hearing of people who are dying because they were barred from getting medical care because they couldn't afford to pay cash because Obamacare wasn't available on January 1st as it was promised? And we've only got another, 2 real months to get this thing together. No one's talking about that. They're all pointing fingers at who's responsible for the poor performance of the website and the unconscionable requirements of Obamacare. But no one's talking about the real-world fallout of that bomb. This is really, really, really frightening. And I think it is a topic for a national discussion that's not being had. I can't understand why everyone wants to talk about, how many people have signed up. We're talking about how many people can't sign up. That's more important. Let's change the conversation. Let's change the tone. Let's change the algorithm here. And let's take a look at this from a completely different perspective. Forget how many can sign up. Forget how many don't want to sign up. How about those that don't have an alternative but to sign up because their plans have been canceled and they're going to be bereft of insurance on January 1, and they've got existing medical conditions that need a plan of continuity? Isn't that a more important question? Isn't that more important than the president's saving face? Isn't that more important than pointing the finger at Sibelius? We've got plenty of time to prosecute that beast. And prosecuted she should be, I might add, civilly and criminally. But that's beside the point. The simple truth is we've got a looming crisis that is going to come full blossom. It's like sitting there knowing that there's an explosive waiting to go off and watching the fuse burn. For the next 2 months, this fuse is going to burn. The question is, will Obamacare be able to clip the fuse and get these people back onto some form of medical care before the fuse reaches the bomb December 31st at midnight? No one's talking about it. Why not? You've been listening to America's Voice Now. My name is Michael Evans. I'm your host here every day. I want to thank you for joining with us today. If you find an article or a discussion that we have or an episode that we do that is of specific interest to you, you learn something new, you find something of value in that, or you take away from it some benefit, please let us know about it. You can send me email to mike@americasvoicenow.org. If you disagree completely with what I say, please explain to me why. Send me email. I love to read email. I do read them all personally. Please don't send me chain mail, but please send me email and be short and succinct and tell me what your thoughts are. Please don't ramble. Just get right to the point. You agree or you don't agree, and why. And if you've got ideas for shows that you'd like me to cover, by all means, I certainly try to address that. But, I don't need to get into every esoteric Illuminati thing going on out in the world there. I mean, I try to keep this focused on things that we can do as grassroots efforts and patriots and constitutional patriots, believers in returning the Constitution to its rightful place in our government and in our nation. So please let's try to build a format of a show that enables you to. And if you've got something that you'd love to see about that, that's great. I don't want to do the conspiracy thing, and I don't want to talk about aliens landing from space. That's not this kind of show. If you want to get that you go to one of the other websites and hear that. But if you're interested in hearing a specific topic or learning about something, there's 2 things that we're planning on. One is going to be a series on critical thinking skills and how you can develop them, exercise them, expand them, and improve them. Listen, skills like muscle grow with exercise, right? So one of the things that we need to do is exercise critical thinking skills as we move forward, so that we're identifying where we're trying to be manipulated and where they're trying to, give us misinformation, misdirection, etc. It helps us to formulate our opinions so that we are not parroting others. The second topic that we're working on as a kind of a short, brief series is one on survival and preparedness, and that falls right in line with our discussion with Mr. James Wesley Rawls today. One of the things that we want to do, and I mentioned a book that I have called How to Create a Bug-Out Bag, or a BOB, as they call it. I call it an exfil bag. But the point is simply this. These are things which you can do at home that help you and your family, your immediate family, to be prepared. What kind of food should you be buying, and how, and under what circumstances, and things like that. I'm also working with our development group to reface our website and perhaps offer the ability for you folks to buy directly from AVN some things like some freeze-dried food and some books and things like that would help. Practical, real-world application products that, we don't sell anything here. I don't have a book that I can pump. I don't have, I don't sell a lot of other people's products and get kickbacks and commissions. America's Voice Now is fully funded by, guess who? Me and you, frankly. And we've had some very, very generous people that have helped us over the course of the last couple of years. It's an ongoing issue, and if there's any way that you can help support us, there are ways that you can do that. You can mail us some fundage and donations. We'd be more than happy to have that. You can also PayPal it to us. You can use credit cards through the PayPal system, or you can use PayPal funding in your existing account now. There's links on americasvoicenow.org where you can either be a sponsor, and you can pick a dollar amount that you want to support us with every month. Maybe it's $10, maybe it's $50, maybe it's $100. Or you can make a one-time payment, and you can find those PayPal links on our website by going to americasvoicenow.org. In addition to that, you can mail us funding if there's any way that you can do that through mail, through a check or a money order. I'll give you the address. It's America's Voice Now, and that is P.O. Box 1195. That's P.O. Box 1195. and that is in the city of West Plains. It's 2 words, Missouri. Short for that is MO. And our zip code here is 65775. So that's America's Voice Now, P.O. Box 1195 in West Plains, Missouri, 65775. If there's any way that you can help support us, we're gratefully appreciative of that. As we move forward, we're building a video studio, as many of you know, and we'll be expanding our program to incorporate that and to incorporate those videos that will be more geared towards an actual video program than a radio program being recorded on video. So that and we're looking forward to doing both the preparedness studies there as well as the idea surrounding the critical thinking skills, and we'll incorporate those into our radio program as well. If there are other topics that you find that you think would be valuable to you and your family, by all means, please let us know what those are, and we'll be more than happy to try to accomplish that. If you find that we've done a show that you find is valuable, please share it with your friends. Invite your friends to watch the show either through our website or our on YouTube channel or on our Facebook channel. If you're a Facebook user, please like our channel or our Facebook page, because it's not a personal page, it's a entity page or a group page. And basically, when you like that, it enables your friends to be able to see when we post things up there, because it goes to your timeline. And it helps us to expand the message that we're trying to restore our nation to a constitutional principles and values. We're trying to put the Constitution back into its rightful place for our nation. If you are a radio station and you would like to carry America's Voice Now, or if you have a radio station in your community that would be willing to carry it, by all means, get in touch with me. More than happy to help in that regard and get the program onto there. Radio is a great medium for lots and lots and lots of folks, and we really value the benefits that come from radio. It's free, and yet it's one of the best methodologies that we have to get the word out to as many Americans as we can. You can reach me again by sending email to mike@americasvoicenow.org. And I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. You folks have a great day. We will see you tomorrow morning bright and early, and we'll endeavor to continue to bring great folks to our table like Mr. James Wesley Rawls with his interview this morning. Please contact us by reaching us at americasvoicenow.org, facebook.com/americasvoicenow, and youtube.com/americasvoicenow. Communicate with me directly by sending me email to mike@americasvoicenow.org. Thanks. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning.